My amazing wife and I had the most beautiful relationship until I ruined it by cheating. When she found out, she walked away and I don't blame her. When I first met her, I didn't know that it would be the beginning of everything. My highest joy and eventually, my deepest regret. We met at a local music event. She had this quiet energy about her, not the kind that demanded attention, but the kind that held it. She wasn't dressed to impress, she didn't need to be. She was effortless. I was instantly drawn in. We spent 2 years learning each other's quirks, her habit of double knotting her shoelaces, the way she hummed while cooking, and how she always took the scenic route home. I thought I was the one teaching her how to trust someone fully. But really she was teaching me how to be loved. Eventually we married in a quiet ceremony by the lakeside. Just family and a few close friends. I remember her smile that day, it's etched in my mind like a favorite photo, always there even when I close my eyes. We didn't have it all, but we had each other, and for the longest time that was enough. We built our life like a mosaic, piece by piece. A new couch here, a dog we rescued together, weekend getaways. We started traditions like Friday movie nights and lazy Sundays in bed. We even took dance classes even though I was terrible at it. She didn't care. She just wanted us to move together. Those 8 years of marriage were mostly good. Of course we argued. All couples do. But we laughed more. I'd never known comfort the way I knew it with her. She had this ability to make the world quieter when she was around. I thought we were unbreakable. Then came the night I broke everything. It wasn't planned. It wasn't even satisfying. Just a moment of weakness, of arrogance, or maybe both. A woman from the gym, someone whose name I barely remembered the next day. It was over before I had a chance to consider what I was doing. I never thought it would come to light. I certainly never planned on telling her. I buried it like trash under the surface and hoped time would dissolve it. But secrets are like rot. They always find their way to the surface. I came home one afternoon, expecting to find her curled up on the couch with her usual mug of tea. But there was no smell of cinnamon, no humming from the kitchen. The air felt hollow. Her clothes were gone. So was her scent. She had vanished with surgical precision. On the kitchen table were 2 things: divorce papers and a handwritten note. Just a single sentence. That was all she left behind. The silence that followed was worse than any scream. She blocked me, vanished entirely, even her social media went dark. Her lawyer became the gatekeeper of what used to be our life. I begged, pleaded, tried everything short of showing up at her doorstep, but I didn't even know where she was. The only thing I learned was that she wanted nothing to do with me. For a while, I refused to believe it was real. I didn't sign the divorce papers at first. I delayed, argued through my lawyer, even suggested therapy. She refused it all. She wanted clean amputation. I wasn't ready to let go, and I dragged the process out, hoping she'd change her mind. She never did. The day the divorce finalized, I sat alone in the same house we used to live in, surrounded by echoes of her. Her books still on the shelf, her handwriting on post-it notes in drawers I hadn't opened in months. I drank more than I should have. I stopped going to the gym. Some nights I slept on the floor just to feel anything different. Eventually I started therapy. I had to. My body was withering and my mind wasn't far behind. My therapist helped me stay afloat, but he never spoke about winning her back. His mission was to save me from myself. To help me stop being a ghost clinging to a past life. It had been 2 years of survival when everything changed again. One night, over drinks with Rich, a longtime friend, something slipped. A comment that my ex-wife was happy now. Too specific, too confident. I pushed him, and through a messy haze of tears, anger, and alcohol, he finally told me what he knew, that his wife, Saskia, had kept in touch with mine. That my ex had moved to Norway, married a man there, and was now expecting a child. The world tilted beneath me. It wasn't just that she had moved on, it was that she had rebuilt. Married. Pregnant. Happy maybe. The same woman who once couldn't bring herself to say goodbye had now built an entirely new life across the world. I couldn't breathe. We had spent years trying for a child. So many visits to doctors. So many negative tests. We'd convinced ourselves it wasn't meant to be. And now, just like that, she was expecting with another man. My mind reeled with questions that had no answers. Who was he? How did she meet him? Did she love him the way she once loved me? Was she ever coming back? I stopped going out after that. Days passed in a blur. I obsessed over every small detail I could gather. I retraced old conversations in my head, tried to decode her sudden ability to move on when I was still frozen in that final moment. I even considered flying to Norway. I didn't know the city, the region, or even her married name. But the idea took root and wouldn't let go. I kept imagining scenes. Seeing her walking down a street with her husband. Her baby bump. Her laugh. All the things that used to belong to me now belong to someone else. Some part of me still hoped there was more to the story. That maybe she wasn't really happy. That maybe the marriage was convenient, maybe she had needed a visa, or maybe the pregnancy was a result of something unplanned. My heart clung to the idea that it wasn't love, that I wasn't forgotten. Then came the fallout. Saskia's sister read the post I had written online. She recognized the story, put two and two together, and told Saskia. Then came the calls, angry, emotional. Rich felt betrayed. Saskia was furious. I had broken a boundary without meaning to, and now even the few connections I still had to her were gone. Just like that, the last thread was severed. Now, I sit here trying to imagine a world where I move on. Where her name isn't the first thing I think about in the morning. Where I don't fantasize about impossible reunions. But that world feels like fiction. I don't date. I don't feel the pull toward anyone else. My therapist tells me that grief doesn't obey calendars. That loss of this kind isn't always clean. I know I was the architect of my own downfall. I understand that my one moment of stupidity destroyed something sacred. And while I can spend the rest of my life punishing myself, it won't bring her back. So I try to find new routines. I've started cooking again. Nothing fancy, just the dishes we used to enjoy together. I go for long walks, sometimes ending up in unfamiliar parts of the city, as if searching for pieces of myself that scattered when she left. Every now and then, I see a couple walking hand in hand and wonder if they'll survive what I couldn't. I see pregnant women and feel a strange tug, not of envy but of mourning for what never was. Maybe she's happy now. Maybe her baby will grow up never knowing my name. Maybe that's how it was meant to be. But still, every night before I sleep, I find myself whispering a name into the dark. Hers. Always hers.